Yes, Manya. Please present 2.47.
Hari Om. Shloka 2.47. Shloka. Karmanyevaadhikaraste mafaleshu kadachana ma karmaphala heturbhurmaa mate sangostv karmani. The word-to-word meaning. In the shloka, the word karmani is present and it means in prescribed duties. Eva means only. Adhikara means right. Te meaning your. Ma is not. Phaleshu is in the fruits. Kadachana is at any time. Ma never. Karmaphala meaning results of the activities. Hetu means cause. Bhu meaning be. Ma is not. Te is meaning your. Sangha is to mean attachment. Astu means must be. And akarmani meaning inaction. So the meaning of the shloka is, you have a right to perform your prescribed duties, but you are not entitled to the fruits of your action. Never consider yourself to be the cause of the result of your action, nor be attached to inaction. So let us understand deeply the meaning of this shloka. So what Krishna is saying is, do not be attached to the fruit of the action and just perform the action, but do not have the fruit in your mind and keep thinking about it constantly. We'll take two examples, both of cricket. So in a cricket match, for example, the one which happens for the World Cup between two countries, then the players are in deep stress when they're playing. So for example, a cricketer who's waiting for the ball to come from the other side and for him to hit the ball, he's too much in stress and he's thinking of what will happen if he doesn't hit the ball. All of his people or all of his countrymen will be so upset if he doesn't hit this, and then so many people are watching him. He has all of those thoughts running. So he sees like there's so many people sitting here, there's so many people on television who are watching him. Everybody, it feels like literally everybody is seeing him, and all of them are having the expectation that he hits the ball. So we can understand that here the cricketer never really enjoys the game, but he might become happy or enjoys when the fruit is in his favor or what he thought should have been. But again, if the fruit is not in his favor, that is, if his team loses the game, then he becomes depressed. But finally, the conclusion is that he does not enjoy this process of the game. On the other hand, we'll take the example of a group of children who are playing in their neighborhood with all of their neighbor kids. Here, they don't really have an expectation that they have to win this game, and then they're not in that same amount of pressure or stress that the cricketer was in. Hence, here the children enjoy the game a lot. They enjoy the process. They're laughing, and then even if they do not hit the ball, they still laugh on that as well. That's the reason they enjoy this entire process and they feel so much more better here. Now, Krishna says another thing, that do not think that you are performing the action. So let's take the example of a tong. So these tongs, if they also they have this metallic body or some other material, but they have the body already, and then they're also ready to function, like you can press them this way. It's all ready. But then if you don't use it, it's going to lie there the entire day on the table or on the kitchen. It's just going to stay there forever until and unless you go touch it and then you go hold and use that for anything. Similarly, like this tongs, which was lying entire day, it can even lift like hot charcoal, heated ones, and so many other things. So it can do the most difficult things which we might have felt difficult to do in our hands. Similarly, we have this body, we have these five senses and everything, but then if we do not have that energy, then we'll just stay here and just lie here like the entire day or the entire life. If we are able to do something, then that's because Lord Shri Krishna is is making the energy to pass through us. So it's because of him that we are able to do it. Hence, we cannot take the, we cannot make ourselves think that it's because of me that I'm doing this, or it's me who is doing that. So that I am doing this becomes wrong. So like the same example is with the flute. The flute can be lying around the entire day, but again, only when Krishna plays through this flute, it produces a melodious music, and it makes the entire world happy. So again, like it's only because of Lord Sri Krishna. So hence we are all the instrument, all the living and non-living things in this world are instruments of Krishna. This short story of Swami Maharaj, Shivaji Maharaj, with his guru. So his guru, Maharaj, he saw his guru was begging on the streets. When he saw this, he felt really sad. So when he went back to his palace, he wrote a letter, a legal document, and said that everything, including his palace, his kingdom, and everything that he possessed, he wrote it down to his guru. Then he went to where the place where his guru was begging, and then he put that legal document into the bowl of his guru. When his guru opened the letter and he read it, he said, like, unlike if anyone else would have got this opportunity, then they would have been so happy that they became rich overnight. Like all of a sudden they are like the king, and everything is changed. But then his guru showed no expression at all. He said that he has become a sannyasi and he doesn't need all of this, and that the reason why he's begging this not because of the requirement of the food, or that he's wanting the food, but because he can go from door to door and talk about God to people, and hence spread the love of God to all the people of his kingdom. But he said that he'll keep this kingdom in his name, and that Shivaji Maharaj should rule this entire kingdom in his guru's name. So he should think that this entire thing is his guru's, but he is just sitting on the throne and ruling on behalf of his guru. And then you can observe that Shivaji Maharaj's ruling became more powerful, and the way he ruled, the kingdom also prospered a lot after this incident. So the four things that we can remember or take away from this shloka as the summary is: do your duty, but do not concern yourself with the results. The fruits of your actions are not for your enjoyment. Even while working, give up the pride of doership. And finally, do not be attached to inaction. Hari Om.
Very nice. Excellent. Excellent. First of all, any questions to Manya by anyone? But let me ask a question, Manya. Go back to your slide on contemplation. So if you do not have pride, then will you be able to produce right work? Because many a times we do work because we want it to be it should look good and people should praise. We seek feedback. We ask, hey, how is it? For example, if let's say I am a music producer, I'll make some music and I'll ask people, hey, how is the music? Or if I am a dancer, I will dance and I'll ask people, how was it? And when people say nice things, I naturally want to hear nice things. I want to see whether people are feeling good about it or not. So by giving up that pride of workmanship, that, okay, I have to do the best work, and that work has to be appreciated by others, won't we be doing low quality work?
Yeah, so here we should try to do our best, because what we are trying to, what Krishna is saying through the shloka is that we should always try to do the best. But then no matter how hard you yourself try to do it, sometimes the results not really depend on how hard you do it. But then there are so many external stimulus which also result in the fruit of it. Also, whatever you're doing, it's only possible because of the energy that Lord Sri Krishna has allowed to flow through us. So that's the reason we are able to do it. So it's wrong to think that I did it and I made this so beautiful, I sung so beautifully, I danced so beautifully. It's wrong to say that I did it, because as I said, like the flute or this body, it's just an instrument, and if it's able to work properly, it's then because of Sri Krishna alone.
Then it can also be misunderstood this way, right? It's anyway only the energy of Sri Krishna. Krishna did not give me energy, so I am sleeping. Oh, Krishna did not wake me up, so I did not do. Oh, Krishna did not give me that intelligence, so I am not doing.
So we have that energy now. So Lord Sri Krishna has given us this energy already. Now we have this choice to choose on how we are going to use this energy. But without this energy, it's not possible to do anything. For example, now I have this energy. I can either read a book or I can go to sleep. So even if I'm sleeping, I need that energy, or to be alive also I need that energy. And even if I read a book, that's again because of that energy. So yeah, we have the choice to do any one of them. So we choose wisely, but then no matter what we do, it's again because of it would be impossible to do it if we did not have that energy. So because the energy is playing such an important role, we cannot really take the complete credit of being doing something, because most of it is possible only because of Krishna. Now also, if I choose to read a book, then there are so many things, other factors that come in. So the book should be in a good condition, then there should be lighting, and once I start reading the book, the author should have written it in such a way that I keep reading the book and I don't stop there. So if the book is really boring, I might just stop there. But then if the book is interesting, I might just keep on reading the book till the end. So again, because of all these factors are not really, I don't really have control over all of this. We can say that it's because of Krishna, and hence we don't take the pride of this doership or of this action.
Do others agree to what Manya is saying?
Yes, Uncle, I have something to ask.
Please.
A lot of people today, their drive to do work is only because of their inner pride, because even if they're lazy, it's because of their reputation that they get things done. So if we put that aside, then isn't the work not being done?
How would you respond, Manya?
Yeah, so the reason why we are doing it might be like, there are many reasons why I might do it. Why the reason, okay, so if I perform any action, the reason behind why I'm performing this action might be many, but then why is it possible? It's possible because of the energy. So I'll give another example. Like you might say like, yeah, so maybe we have to drive to a temple. So the reason why I'm driving to the temple might be multiple. So something like, maybe I should pray, or maybe there's some nice cultural program that's happening, I want to see it, or so many other things. But why are we able to go there? Because of the fuel in the car, because of the diesel that's inside the car and which is powering the car. Similarly, there may be many reasons, and this body, which is the car, to go or perform any task or to complete that action, the fuel is that energy. Hence we can't really say it's because of the car that we went, because it's because also of the fuel that was used. So hence we can't take the complete credit that it was a car which took us there, nor can we say it was completely because of ourselves that we were there. So there may be many instances or incidents which could stop the car from going to the temple. Maybe there could have been an accident, the road was smooth, the weather was nice, and there are so many other things. So keeping all of these factors, we can say that it's because of Krishna, and the reasons can be multiple.
However, her question is, many people do work because they are very proud to show. And many people do work because they don't want to be termed as lazy or fit for nothing. So it's again, Aditi.
No, uncle, you can finish.
I was just clarifying the question. So what you are saying, Manya, is in terms of how the work itself is happening, I cannot take complete ownership. Correct. But how do you respond to Aditi's question, which is people are doing it because it is associated with the pride. So if that is taken away, they will not be able to even do the work. What is left for them to do the work?
Then that means like they haven't realized the true essence of why we should do it. They haven't realized that it's actually our duty to perform these actions, and then that we must do it. But then if they don't realize it, then I think they need to have the knowledge of the remaining thing, the Bhagavad Gita, and understand that it's their duty, and it's because of that that they have to do it.
Yeah, Aditi, go ahead.
I don't think it's quite right to term it as our duty, because in a lot of circumstances now, imagine it is your job and it is something that you don't want to do, but you're forced to do that. But you don't want to do it. So then if you set aside your pride, then you end up not doing the work itself, because anyway, you never wanted to do it. And then you don't have your drive to, get your pride and earn the praise. So then the work doesn't get done. What you're saying is for things where you want to do it by yourself.
But then like once we go start doing a job, for example, once you become a teacher, then it becomes your duty to do everything related to it. It's your duty to even correct the books. It's your duty to even make the children stand in the line properly in the assembly, even if you don't like to do it. Maybe you only like to teach, but then you have to do it because it now becomes your duty, and all of these tasks become a part of your duty once you become a teacher.
Yeah, that's her question, Manya. Our question is, let's say you never wanted to be a teacher in the first place. Let's assume for the time being.
Okay.
But you're doing that work. And now what we are saying is there is no need to have pride of doing it. So now the pride is also taken away. So in the first place, I didn't want to be a teacher. Now there is no praise or any other thing that, I am also, Krishna says, don't have pride. Okay, so then that is also gone. In the first place, I never wanted to do that. So now, will I be able to even do that work? That's our question.
Yeah, but now it's your duty, right? Like you have to do it because it's your duty. Because if you don't do it, then so many children will be affected by it. Wrong.
Yeah, but if my pride is not getting affected, like if I don't even care about it, for myself, why would I care about how the children are getting affected?
It's like many of us walk in the road seeing all the dirt and dust. It is there. It is not my house, no. Or we see somebody struggling in road and we say, okay, it is not me. Okay, we walk away, no. So her question is, the pride itself is taken away, then I never wanted to do that. Then how do I get that done? You can recognize as a principal of that school that teaching is important, but you have appointed a teacher who says, okay, it doesn't matter even if you scold me, and who himself or herself is not motivated to teach. Then that is the question.
So one motivation could be that no matter what we are doing in life, we can make the result of it, or we can completely offer that particular action or that duty to Sri Krishna and say that what I'm doing is the work of God. So if I'm teaching, it's because it's for God. I'm offering this. Like how we offer fruits, flowers, and leaves, the same way we are offering this work to Sri Krishna, and when we do it like for Krishna, then there's so much more motivation.
But here you're talking about a Kumbhakarna like teacher. See, Kumbhakarna never wanted to come and learn, right?
Right.
Only if he learns, you can teach him. Do it as an offering, and then, he can realize it. But Kumbhakarna wants to be a Kumbhakarna.
Right. So then maybe it's time we teach him Bhagavad Gita.
But he's not willing to come.
So what do we do?
Good, excellent. So who wants to give another view to Aditi's question? Anita, what do you think? What do you feel?
Uncle, I'm really not sure.
Okay. Does Namit have something to offer?
No, sir. Even I'm not clear about what to answer.
Okay.
But then if the person is really Kumbhakarna, why would he give up his pride in the first place?
He's sleeping. No, he doesn't even know that he's given up the pride. He doesn't know what he's given up. He's sleeping.
Yeah, possible.
Uncle,
Okay.
but at a certain point, doesn't the sleeping and eating become part of his pride? Because he is characterized as someone who's always sleeping and eating. So then if he stops that, then he
Okay.
has no identity.
Okay, let's understand this. What happens is, it may begin as laziness. But then when you are lazy, life will not let you be lazy. Somebody has to be there to feed you, no? Somebody has to be there to keep feeding you, no? Who will feed you if you are not working? Today, out of pity, your parents may feed you. Afterwards. So anyway, life will give you a kick. Okay. For example, a student is not willing to learn. He is wasting his time and fails in the exam. Then will be kept back in the same class. Or whatever next he wants to do, he will not get a chance. So like that, life will give you lessons in different ways. The easiest way to learn a lesson in life is when you learn it by listening to it and by looking and by realizing the truth. Jnana. Okay. Oh, if I'm lazy, it actually is not in my own benefit. So by being lazy, I'm actually restricting my own growth. By being lazy, I'm actually not becoming happy. I'm not actually able to feel that complete joy. It's for me to realize. How do I realize that? Simplest thing is by understanding. But sometimes when understanding doesn't happen due to whatever reason, then life is a great teacher. Life will give you a kick. And through the kick, then the person starts running. And as the person starts running, now let us take the next example. Life has given a kick and somebody, ayo, I just have to live. And for that, I have to find food. And for that, I have to do some job. I will do some job. Okay, what job? Okay, the simplest job. I will do a chaprasi job. I'll open the door and say, close the door. Simple job, no tension, no worries. But will life let you be like that? You'll also feel various kinds of needs. So if you've given up all the needs, and if you're totally peaceful, like the example of the Guru of Shivaji Maharaj, he's a realized giving up. He's not a giving up because I'm lazy. He's a very active giving up. He has given up all the luxuries of life. And he's walking around only with a small bag and with little possessions. But his whole actions constantly is working for betterment of others. He is not seeking anything for himself. But somebody who's lazy wants to be a chaprasi, he still has not realized his true nature. And until one has not realized his true nature, life will kick them. And when somebody scolds, he will still feel insulted. So, to Aditi's question, when can one truly feel no hurt when somebody scolds? When they truly have realized what is the source of the pride. So a lazy person saying, I am not at all hurt, is not going to work. Because ultimately, within himself or herself, that person has not yet found the inner peace. So therefore, they will still be affected, maybe not expressing it. So then, life will give various opportunities for them to tune themselves. So to your question, once when someone has realized that I cannot be sitting idle, if I just sit idle, who will come and feed? This body, and this body, by the very nature, it wants to continue to live. There is no animal or no being who wants to kill himself or herself. So the pain is very, very difficult. And even people who kill themselves, no suicide, they're running away from some pain. They think that by giving up this body, they will be able to run away from this. But that very idea they have not given up. So therefore, they will continue to take different shapes and forms. So it's not that they will escape. So the only way to truly become free is to realize your true nature. So till then, lessons will come in different forms. So if it is I've lost my pride, is a statement out of laziness, because he's so lazy that he's not even willing to wake up and make time for understand what is really laziness, what is really action, what is really inaction. If such an effort is not being even made, then such a person will keep getting kicks in life. And through various kicks in life, they will then start going through various turmoils in life. So most people, therefore, are suffering because they're unwilling to examine the source of their suffering. And what Manya presented today is, once when somebody has decided, okay, I've done whatever I've done, and I'm not feeling fulfilled in whatever I'm doing, what is the right clarity I should have? Is when somebody becomes even remotely interested in, okay, let me spend some time with, I see some people, who talk about Bhagavad Gita or something called spirituality, is when they start recognizing the value of the truth, which is nothing but spiritual teachings. So to your question, if the person is not even willing to learn about the truth of existence, then until they're ready, there is no way that you can ever help such a person. Let's say if you're the principal of that school, the only thing is, you can reprimand that person. And if that person is not willing, then let him go or her go, right? Because you have a school to run. So as a principal, you will run the school, but without that person. Now that person then will have to realize what to do for my day-to-day food or whatever else. So either you have a choice to do the work Krishna way or evolve towards your Krishna nature. Only these two are the choices you have at any point of time. Any other choice is a choice out of ignorance, and that choice will naturally get self-corrected by kicks in life. Is that bringing clarity?
Yes, uncle.
Can you say what you understood for your question?
Yes, uncle. So according to what you said, I think if, for example, someone is being lazy and therefore does not want to do whatever they are asked to do or whatever they are supposed to do, instead of just being around lazily and then, as you said, getting the kicks of life, because you're taught lessons when you're not doing what you're supposed to do. Instead of doing that, we can first understand why we don't want to do it or how we can make it better, so then it will benefit us. So by finding solutions for the problems that you are going through, you can solve it and then finish the work properly. And therefore, there'll be no laziness, work gets completed, and it's all peaceful.
Excellent. When you live unconsciously, you're bound to suffer. Unconscious means what? I do not know who I am. I do not know the nature of the world. I do not know how everything is happening. And I do not even have that willingness to learn. Then that is an unconscious way of living. An unconscious way of living, life will give you kicks. And you have a choice to live conscious life. And conscious life means Bhagavad Gita. Is it clear?
Yes, Uncle. Thank you.
Yeah. Manya, Anita, anything more to add, ask?
No, Vijay. Got it. Thank you.
Sure. Anita, anything else? Okay. Then shall we end the contemplation of this shloka? Because this shloka is very important shloka. So Krishna played so many roles, thousands of roles. In his own lifetime, many roles. You know, he was a brother, he was a husband, he was a king, he was a child, son, he was a friend, he was a student, he was a great guru, he was a ambassador, he was a strategist, so many kinds of roles. In none of the role you ever see him suffer. In all the roles, he enjoyed. And that's the choice you also have. When you realize what is the software that Krishna had. See, a computer, okay? A computer or a mobile is a hardware device. It can have Android or it can have iOS. So each of the software makes a difference. Something you may find it very easy, something you may find it very difficult. It is a function of the software, because the same hardware, changing the software, you can modify how the hardware functions. So what is the software Krishna had? Bhagavad Gita. So that's the choice you have, to consciously learn and adapt. Adopt and adapt. Adoption is important, to listen and to imbibe. Adoption, ADOPT. And then adapt, ADAPT. Become that. So that is bringing the Krishna in you. All right. We'll stop this recording.